Hello everyone, welcome back to my Infinity Grid lead guitar series. I'm going to show you now what I call the master shifting exercise. I'm going to demonstrate it first, then I'm going to explain a little bit of the theory behind it, then I'll break down how to master it. All right, so here we go. For box 1 into box 2, it looks like this. So if you didn't figure out what I was doing there, basically, I'm saying you do this exercise after you've sort of learned your scale boxes, but you haven't really connected them yet. And so what you're essentially trying to do is picture two boxes. Let's say I took pentatonic box 1, in the 5th position, and pentatonic box 2. So essentially the major and the minor boxes. And what I'm doing is I'm shifting between them on every single string. I'm playing from the lowest note on the first box to the highest note on the second every single time I cross the strings back and forth, but I switch which string I shift on every run up and down, and I systematically hit every single one. And of course it takes a little bit of time to figure out which fingers are you going to use, but that's one of the best advantages, is that you learn different finger combinations for shifting and you become very comfortable with them, and to the point where you can improvise through these sorts of shifts. That's one of the big advantages, is that not only are you going to be forced to see the boxes more clearly, because now you have to picture two boxes in your head at a time instead of one, which strengthens them individually, but you also learn to connect them, and you master a lot of core finger combinations that you need to move around the guitar neck freely between any scale you're going to use, because the finger combinations that occur in the pentatonic occur in every other scale as well. And so, and they're also the most common finger combinations. So I found instinctively, I didn't have to practice this for the other scale types. When I learned it in the pentatonic, I could do it in all the other ones pretty much automatically, and it really freed my ability to just play anywhere on the guitar neck I wanted to, which is really, really powerful, and it really just made me know the scales so much better. So let me break down a little bit how you want to work with this. You really want to not really do this until you've got at least two of the boxes down really well. And ideally, I didn't really start working on this until I knew all 5 boxes, but you need to know at least 2 to even think about working on this, because it's just impossible without it. So then once you've got that, you kind of sort of play each box once, and then the other one. Make sure you got the shapes in your head. Then you want to start playing from the bass note in the first box, whatever it may be. When you get to the thinnest string, you got to ask yourself, how am I going to get up to the upper position? Well, if I shift with the pinky, I could do that, but it really sort of puts you outside of the position. Because if you're going to play into this box further, you usually wouldn't play with these weak fingers. So you think to yourself, okay, I'd probably shift up with the pointer finger. So if I decided to go down in that position, I'd be on my strong fingers. So you start making fingering decisions. And giving some thought to these decisions is kind of important, because it helps you start to work out the logic of why you would choose one finger for a shift over another. And once you've done this, once you've kind of forcibly learned all the logical, why would you shift with this finger or that finger, or does it not matter which finger you shift with, when do you have options? When you start to work that out in this exercise, then you start to be able to do it improvisationally as well, which is to me the big carrot, is that you start to be able to do shifts without worrying about fingerings, because all the fingerings you would need come naturally. So again, you're going to get to this first string, and you're going to decide which finger I'm going to shift with. Definitely the pointer finger in this, and I go play up to the top note, and then right back down where I came from, back down to the bass note. And then I start going back up again. But now I'm going to shift on the next string, so the second string now. And I'm going to shift with the same finger, the pointer finger, because that's going to put me on the strong fingers up in this area of box 2. And then I shift back with the same finger, gets me back going where I want to go. Let's mix it up a little bit. And then up to the next string. On this string, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to shift with the pointer finger, because it's going to put me right on my strong fingers in this sort of 3-2 area, back down where I went. Now I'm going to shift on the 4th string. Now I shift on the pointer finger, but I got to remember, now I'm playing into the pinky. You really got to visualize the pattern in both boxes at the same time. time and figure out where you're going. And it often takes a little bit of time. You'll often have to go over one string shift several times to really picture where the heck you are in both boxes, and that's good. You should take the time and really do that, really carve out that space in your head, because that's really where the mastery of these scales comes in, is when you really force yourself to do that and know the boxes so well that you can shift through them very fluidly. So again, I'm going to finish my scale. I still have to do the 5th string. And again, I'm shifting on the pointer finger. Coincidentally, I'm shifting on the pointer finger on all these strings now. Now on this string, you're going to see I'm not going to shift on the pointer finger. I'm going to shift on the pinky because I want the pointer finger to be able to cross the strings right away. And if I shift on the pointer finger, I'm going to have to shift back, right away. I'm going to have to basically double shift by kind of opening up right away, which I don't want to have to do. So I'm going to go to the pinky first and then shift up, and then my pointer finger is ready to do the rest of the scale. And then you can do it in the reverse direction if you want. You can start down here. That's the core idea, and generally you want to be able to do that with all the boxes. So I recommend, if you're really dedicated to this, spend a couple of weeks, practice it every day, and try to work out the combinations for all 5 boxes in one key. So again, I tend to do A minor. I start with box 1 right here on 5, and then I got to go from box 5 into box 1, so I can do that one next. Just regular old box. Again, it's going to take you probably some time to work out these combinations. I've worked on these for quite a while, so I'm pretty familiar with them at this point. But you will probably, see, even I can't even quite talk while I do it. I have to kind of pay a little more attention. But see, even at this point, I'm still just barely certain enough of which shifts I want to do. If you really know your shifts and you've really worked on this, you should be able to, without too much thought, go up and down in each box and hit the shifts that are convenient for your fingers in the transition based on where they might have to go after they shift. That's what you want to think about. It's like, if I wind up here, am I going to be able to move easily in this new position given the finger I shift on? That's the question you really want to ask. And you work that through all the boxes until you can kind of boom, boom, connect 2 boxes, connect 2 boxes, connect 2 boxes, and essentially you have to do 5 shifting grids, and then you'll have covered them all. And oh my gosh, this is what really opens up the whole neck in any one particular key. And really frees up your shifting abilities. So I highly recommend this exercise. It's an exercise I kind of invented for myself to, increase my scale playing ability, and I found it's been one of the most transformational exercises I've done for my lead playing. So I would really recommend it. Takes some time to work through. It's very technical in terms of just how much you have to crunch combinations, but oh my gosh, they're combinations that are so useful. They're so useful in terms of increasing your flexibility on the neck. So I highly recommend working it through. Comment with questions if you have difficulties with any particular areas of it. Happy to answer as much as I can. And yeah, hope to see you in the next video. Catch you later.